broadcast. Those of you who catch the podcast of this broadcast, hope you will enjoy this one as well. I mean, because after all, we've said goodbye to Marco Rubio off the campaign trail. We've said hello to Judge Garland, the new useful tool for Barack Hussein Obama. And I think most people know that they're being used for political purposes at this level. That's why so many folks actually refuse the nomination. Word is, the legends, the rumors are that he had already tapped, at this point, 3 other potential nominees ahead of ahead of Judge Merrick Garland. No disrespect, Your Honor, or at least none intended. So please forgive me if I get a little... But you're still being used. You're being used for political purposes. And, you know, if you really, really respect the law, and that is your purpose of trying to be a public servant and use the court system to serve the people of this nation, then you should be above allowing yourself to be used politically. Now, that doesn't mean you should turn down an opportunity to get an advancement that puts you where you feel like you should be. But you need to come out and you need to make it very clear that you have no intention of being a political pawn. That your purpose is to try and be a good Supreme Court justice if that opportunity presents itself. Real quick, let's listen to the judge in his own words.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the greatest honor of my life. Other than Lynn agreeing to marry me 28 years ago. It's also the greatest gift I've ever received, except, and there's another caveat, the birth of our daughters, Jessie and Becky. As my parents taught me, by both words and deeds, a life of public service is as much a gift to the person who serves as it is to those he is serving. When I went to Oklahoma City to investigate the bombing of the Federal Building, I saw up close the devastation that can happen when someone abandons the justice system as a way of resolving grievances and instead takes matters into his own hands. I saw the importance of assuring victims and families that the justice system could work. We promised that we would find the perpetrators, that we would bring them to justice, and that we would do it in a way that honored the Constitution. Trust that justice will be done in our courts without prejudice or partisanship is what in a large part distinguishes this country from others. If the Senate sees fit to confirm me to the position for which I have been nominated today, I promise to continue on that course. Mr. President, it's a great privilege to be nominated by a fellow Chicagoan. I am grateful beyond words for the honor you have bestowed upon me.
Now, obviously, that was a montage, and it was clips, sound bites, if you were, but it was the highlights of the speech, which went on a little too long for radio purposes. Mitch McConnell's already called Judge Garland and said that the Senate would not take action on his nomination. He also informed Judge Garland that they would not be meeting in person at the Capitol. His statement was, and I quote, "Rather than put Judge Garland through more unnecessary political routines orchestrated by the White House, the leader decided it would be more considerate of the nominee's time to speak with him today by phone." Later on, Don Stewart, Mr. McConnell's spokesman, said in a statement that, quote, "The leader reiterated his position that the American people will have a voice in this vacancy, and that the Senate will appropriately revisit the matter when it considers the qualifications of the person the next president nominates. And since the Senate will not be acting on this nomination, he would not be holding a perfunctory meeting. But he wished Judge Garland well. Political theater. Fun and games, only not so much fun for the American people. Judge Garland sounded pretty sincere in his statements, and I believe he was truly honored to be nominated. I would actually call for Mitch McConnell to change his mind and give the man a fair hearing if Judge Garland didn't have such a bad record on the Second Amendment. But he does, so that's that. I question whether or not we will really wait till there is a new president if the next person coming into that office happens to be of a different political party. But we'll have to wait and see. In the meanwhile, boys and girls, I'm going to have to wrap it up. It's run about 6.5 minutes over already from what my target was. So please forgive me for rambling. I hope tonight's broadcast was entertaining enough that you found it worthwhile. And again, remember to check out Tap Into the Truth again this upcoming Sunday. Listen in live. Hop in the chat room. Be part of the crowd. Also can call in yourselves after the guest has departed. I'll be opening up the phone lines and letting people make comments, as long as they are, of course, respectful and clean. After all, I'm trying to maintain a PG-14 rating for the purposes of some of the places where you can now find the show. I'll have to cut you off. I don't like to screen calls, but I do ask that you be respectful. I'll let you have your say as long as you are. I have never rushed a caller off except once, and that was because I had a guest coming on, and, well, quite honestly, they had been rambling for a little while, but I love to let you guys talk. In the meanwhile, as you can tell, I'm kind of rambling right now, so I got to cut that off. Farewell, Marco Rubio. And hello, Judge Garland. Let's see what the rest of the week has. I mean, I'm going to be asking a very important question down the road for Trump supporters. It's a question that's already in my mind and one I'm already wondering about. I'm not going to ask it now, so tune in Sunday if you want to hear what it is. It's an important question, though, and it's one that, well, like a lot of other questions that are asked directly to Donald Trump, we haven't really gotten much in the way of an actual answer from, which, you know, that's Trump's style. That's how he talks. It doesn't mean he doesn't have an answer. It just means he's not giving it up just yet. You know that tactic we talked about, not giving intel to the enemy? I think he plays that a lot. And remember, Ted Cruz was not right when he said Trump supporters are the uneducated and uninformed folks. There's a lot of very politically well-informed people that support Donald Trump. So, Ted, that dog's not going to hunt, and I hope you find a way to recover from that statement. In the meanwhile, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, so, don't take my word for it. Definitely don't take their word for it. Take a little time. Do your own research. Be prepared to put in a little bit of effort if you really want to tap into the truth. That's it for tonight, everybody. Hopefully I'll be back again next Wednesday night right here at Spreaker. And we're going to try to make this a regular thing again. In the meanwhile, going out first with It's Not Goodbye, and then I'm going to play Miracle. Don't usually play two songs at the end, but going to for tonight's purposes just because I want you to make sure that you know that I'm signing off, but I'm not saying goodbye. But I do think we're going to need a miracle or two. Quick reminder before I play it, my way out of the building, though, is all the music you hear here during the breaks and during the bumpers and there at the sign-off, all part of Magnitude service, so it is podcast safe, with the exception of Miracle. Miracle is not a Magnitude service song. That I have permission from the artist to use. Mr. Cash Easlow, also lead singer of Simmons. And if you're familiar with the Nashville music scene, then you know who Simmons is, so then you know who Cash Easlow is. Cash on vocals. And a pretty good friend of mine, actually, so I'm glad to know him. In the meanwhile, here I am rambling again. I got to get off here. I've missed being here on Spreaker. It's been a while since I broadcasted from here. I've put the BTR feed over here a few times on some of the better episodes. Feels good to actually be broadcasting from the format again, so I'm loving this. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. And meanwhile, I'm out. But it's not goodbye, and I'll see y'all Sunday.
I can say all I need to say with the time left, counting down by the days. It would go by, I don't know how time flies. It's a heartbreak, but it wasn't good and right. So this is goodbye. I hope all the stars they shine wherever you will go after tonight. So this is our one life. Try my best to make it right. I promise you that I will always wanna fight. Always wanna fight. I'm looking for a miracle. Looking for a miracle. Angel looking over me. Just a breath of hope to see.